Hey Twitch, hope you guys are doing well today. First of all, I'm bored. Let's look at the garden a bit. I just like looking at the library garden. It's a decent garden. Used to be better, but fucking some asshole stealing flowers. That used to be the best flower bush, but Zika keeps getting cut. Anyway, for this video, we are reviewing freaking the etiquette for raising a family or being a good sibling. We're gonna start with the easier one, which is basically being like a sibling or someone that's like your aunt and uncle, because that's basically just it's very similar to the friendship rules, really. Like, it's like, honestly, it's very simple with that. I could just lay down from my first social etiquette video. Social rules, otherwise known as social etiquette, street noble style. Basically, that shit is just, ooh, a stick. Decent pull. A bit weak. I got distracted. Anyway, um, so social etiquette for being a family member that isn't like a parent in the room is like honestly very similar to being a friend, except honestly there isn't there isn't too many obligations with being that family member to me, except for like brother or sister. In the immediate family, you have like all the real obligations to me. Everything outside that, even just one layer up to like grandpa, aunt, and uncle, there's distance enough to where you guys don't have to claim each other as hard, unless I don't know they're an orphan, everyone's dead in the immediate family. Because basically, family obligations for people most of the time stem from the immediate family for basically whichever family member we're discussing. Like in like everyone's case, it's usually mother, father, sister, brother, and maybe grandparents to an extent, but not as much, honestly. So it's to be mainly your parents that have obligations. Siblings at bare minimum should siblings, aunts, and uncles should try to be loyal to each other to an extent. Fucking should at least not betray each other on a social level. But otherwise, their obligation really is to basically just bully your immediate family into helping you if necessary, like with being homeless and stuff. Because basically, people be talking shit. I'm not gonna lie. The reason I think it's important because the church in my town thinks it's so important that during my homeless phase, if my memory serve, when I tried to run out on my mom, basically the church forced me back into my mom's home and with like fucking hassling me, trying to beat me up and shit. It was like a lot of abuse between us until fucking I was forced back into my mom's home. It's fucking annoying because basically I wanted to run out on her and just be homeless on the streets. The church didn't like that, so they forced me back in there. So if your aunts and uncles and cousins or whatever ain't trying to bitch your family into taking you home, the church will if they're my town in Danville, Illinois, at least. They really did it. I'm annoyed about it because fucking I have memories of fighting people to fucking stay out of my mom's house because she and I don't get along. But fucking they forced me back in her household. Fucking annoying. So basically, obligations besides being a good friend. You don't even have to try to be that good a friend. Just fucking be decent enough to where like you don't try to stab each other in the back socially or literally. Fuck, you don't even have to be that good at conversation. Just fucking promise yourself you're not gonna fucking dick down your brother or sister all day by talking shit and calling them a rapist or something when they're not. Don't be telling lies about your family members. That's like your real obligation. Stay loyal. Loyal enough to where you ain't talking shit off in the corner about them all day. Yeah. Anyway, beyond that, and the obligation to basically bitch at your family members to put you in a home if you're homeless or something, because the church dicked me down about it and forced me into my mom's home if memory serves right. They're fucking hassling me whenever I was at the library and stuff. Because fucking I would be trying to do surveys, and they fucking some church old man would hassle me all day to fucking go back to that fucking home with her. It was a motel at the time, but whatever. Anyway, so besides bitching down your immediate family members to fucking put you in their home or something, basically they don't have any real obligations. They don't even have to give you money or anything. Just be a good relative. You don't even have to try too hard on a conversational level. Just fucking be good enough to where you're like a basic level of loyalty, and you aren't like dicking them down on Facebook all day or something. Anyway, moving forward, From there, for the real responsibilities for everyone, for brother and sister, that's really just honestly, brother and sister don't really have as much obligations either, unless everything's so fucked that your parents don't want to take you in, or they're just like more comfortable with you if you're lucky and your brother or sister loves you enough to put you in their home. Fucking they can do all the things a parent can if they want. They can volunteer for it, but really, when it comes to real obligations of life, and these are just obligations in my head, and I'm not gonna pretend these are laws, but it's just like the fucking etiquette of the fact that they gave birth to you. One's your father, one's your mom. You came out of vagina, and dad gave sperm to give birth to you. They have obligations to you, basically, to an extent. Is it legal? No. They can legally abandon you if they get bored. Fucking, we all know it. We all know the stories of people getting kicked out of their house when they're 18. It's a fact. We all know it. Anyway, but if we were good parents that didn't decide to be douchey, or abandon their child for like a decent reason, like let's go with the one I keep slinging in all these etiquette videos. They're a rapist. Your son was a rapist. Oh no, abandon them on the fucking streets. We hate them now. Anyway, assuming your kid was at least decent, parent obligations are like plain and simple, to the point. It's like basic shit to anyone that like wants to be a good parent, including past 18 and not just while they're fucking a child they can't get a job. Obligations for parents are plain and simple. You keep your child alive, keep them sustained with good food and water, get some soda and stuff once in a while. But as always, as I said another time, they're not obligated to get you drugs. Your parents aren't obligated to get you drugs. They are obligated at bare minimum to make sure that if you're so fucked you don't have a home, they give you a home to live in. They give you food and water. Make sure you can stay alive. Maybe give you Wi-Fi if they're nice, but honestly, this thing called the library exists. So fucking, you can just go to the library, or in my case as of late, I've been going to McDonald's or Burger King because they have Wi-Fi too. They can tell you to go to a public Wi-Fi spot and download videos on your phone, which is possible with a lot of things, at least on YouTube. Movies are a bit iffy now. I haven't found a good movie site lately, so good luck with that. But yeah. Basically, at least you have Wi-Fi around you, so they aren't obligated to have Wi-Fi for you. They're really obligated at bare minimum to have electricity and water in the household, and giving you a place to stay, even if it's just on their couch in the front room. That's pretty much it as a parent. And other things they are supposed to do is they're supposed to be stern. Really, they're supposed to be stern parents, especially as adults. Which, for example, let's go with the basic pattern from children to adult. For children, they are supposed to be like kind of teachers to you to an extent, teaching you the basics of life and maybe a bit more based on their knowledge. But obviously, they aren't school teachers. And based on my knowledge as of late, I'm not gonna lie. And more I think about high school education, and more I'm like, I forgot so much shit. That's why teachers still exist, because I barely remember how algebra works. I really don't remember algebra very well. Fucking, I don't remember what cosine, tan, and fucking whatever are sin. I don't remember what those angles are supposed to be for triangles. Sorry. There's a bad smell in Danville this morning. It stemmed from like across the street from my McDonald's on Main Street. It's fucking annoying. It made me almost puke because I walked by the main source of it, and every time by a sewer pipe. So I think it's the sewers that are bad. I blamed a barbecue truck at first, and I walked by a bad sewer pipe. Fucking that almost made me puke for a second. Fucking, so I think the sewers are fucked up today. Anyway. Let's see, where was I? Oh yeah, obligations for a child. Beyond that, you teach them basic shit. For me, if I was to teach the basics of childhood, it would be learning how to clean the house, how to do all the chores you need, maybe some basic maintenance stuff. You want them to be able to fix their own car at some point. That's not really required, though, because that's like a bit advanced. But some people would probably want to share that skill, because part of it is really, if your kid's at least interested enough, you should share with them like all the skills that you have as well. I would consider the most essential skills to share those: cleaning your house, cooking food, and probably martial arts. That'd be like. And also learning to entertain yourself to an extent. Like, not too crazy, but like I definitely teach them how to play video games, how to fucking interact with DVD players and YouTube and stuff, how to use the internet. And is there anything else I feel essential for a child? There's basically this cute concept in my town, which I've done before with my niece and nephews, where there's basically a walk through the park, we call it, where basically the children just well, ask questions about everything you fucking see all day. It's kind of cute, but it's also annoying and stressful, because basically I did not get a good rating of a smart kid at the time. My niece and nephews thought I was dumb by the end of that walk in the park. It was a nice time, and I liked it. It was cute. But yeah, that's like basically it. It's like it's the one obligation that's like a weird ritual for this town. It's like you're supposed to go on a walk in the park or something and basically teach them like almost everything you fucking know from like things they will see in the park. Even random shit they bring up, like why is the sky blue? They'll do that. At least in this town, I've done it. It was cute. I liked it. Anyway. Let me think. Anything else? Anything else? Is there anything else I feel mandatory for a teacher, for a child to be taught by their parent? Besides passing on skills that are like very good from the parents on a personal level, like again being a mechanic, or fucking. I don't know. In my case, I could teach them how to write early. You could also try teaching your kids writing and reading early. That's like the thing you're supposed to do actually. You're supposed to teach them motor skills, which is how to use their body to an extent. Because I think they do teach they teach you with their pediatrician to do stuff like that, like fucking probably how to do their own push-ups and stuff. You gotta teach them how to use their own body in addition to martial arts. Kind of annoying, but it is what it is. I hate to say it, children when they're young are that dumb. You have to show them things like that because it's really like osmosis to an extent. In addition to like showing them how to do things on a daily basis, especially reading and writing and learning their shapes and stuff. Alright, anything else? I don't want to get into the whole list. That's for your pediatrician to design for you the most, right? The bare mandatory list. That's just mine. I feel like that's good enough to cope. After that, we go into the fucking, from that phase of childhood, for like teenager years, basically just sustaining them as an adult. The only exception to them is to accept the adult rules as teenagers that you can't nag them about getting a job too hard because they're still in high school at least and stuff or whatever. Especially because, as you know, at least in my state, it's a lot harder to get a job as a minor than it is once you're at least 18. I was able to consistently get jobs for like fucking 10 years straight from when I turned 18. Fucking, this is my first time where it's taken too long to get a job. It's fucking annoying. But anyway, other than that, once you get to 18 years old, you basically be a bit more stern. Right. For childhood sternness as well, you obviously tell them not to do drugs and stuff. Teach them how to well behave. Teach them the law to an extent. I'd probably teach them like the fucking 10 Commandments at least. Add in stuff like don't be a rapist. Add in some vandalism. Don't do vandalism. Just teach all the basic laws for a civilian to like fucking not get in trouble. Probably mention jaywalking's illegal, though we all do it anyway all day. Just at least mention it to them so they don't do it in front of a cop. Yeah. Other than that, once we get to adulthood, basically for being a stern adult as their parent, you basically just nag them about fucking jobs at least. That's like the bare minimum. You nag them about getting a job. But we always nag them about getting a job. If they're unemployed, otherwise you just be chill with them. Especially if they're managing to pay their own bills and live in their own house, then you can be really hands-off at that point. Just like, not give a shit as long as they have their own house and their own job, even if it's just a rental. As long as they're sustaining themselves and have a job, it should be fine as long as they aren't claiming drug dealer or something. Let's see, anything else? Obviously, I should mention the obvious one of don't abuse your family, physically or emotionally, but now we say that, we gotta get into how we handle punishments. Because handling punishments for family members is, a bit, it's a bit of a debate in my head. If it's up to me, I would probably just do, the fucking stagnation chamber of sadness that I threatened in the mental hospital and with, jail in my other video, where I put them in a room with no entertainment, lock the door behind them, and they sit in there for at least an hour with no television while they cry it out and fucking be told you don't get TV now because you like try to punch your sister or something. Would physical abuse be allowed? I'd probably at least allow the stereotypical spankings. as long as you don't go too hard. And I don't know, fucking, it's like so hard to debate on physical abuse to me because fucking somebody's like, should I be allowed to punch my son when they fuck up, or punch my kid? I don't know. It's like based on how heinous it is. Like, I don't know. Like, I'd really prefer the stereotypical stagnation room where I just take away all their electronics and stuff and make them stagnate in a room all day with no entertainment, no phone, no tablet, no YouTube, at least for an hour. You could punish them with chores if you're bored. I'm not sure how well that'll work out, especially give them something that's like a decent tool that can hit you back, especially if it's an abusive child. But then again, that can just be a test to see if they need sent off to military school or something where you just let the government handle them in the military system. Just hope they don't die from being a retard. Because I'm not gonna lie, there's like this. I once wrote a controversial story, which I've like, it's not on my web novel and stuff. I barely remember it, though it's tempting to like revisit it. It was something called My Ideal Family, where basically it was like a debate at the end of the book to how I should like manage my children when they do something fucked up. Like when it came to aggressive punishments, I really always wanted the fucking police or like even sending them off to military school or a mental hospital to handle it. Basically because I wanted to avoid the trauma of being the one to stomp my child out when they were a rapist. Especially when it's your family member. So you might forgive them eventually, they start being good again, but then the problem is there's that trauma in their heads of you stomping their fucking face in when they tried to rape their mom or something, even though we all tried to forgive them for that. Fucking, and I know that's annoying, some people say to move on from that, but when it comes to a family member, you might move on from a crime like that. Maybe not rape, but maybe if they tried to murder someone, you might move on and try to still be related to your serial killer son or something. And I don't know what to do when it comes to the trauma of trying to basically avoid being the punisher in the room so hard that they're always scared around you. That was like an argument in the ideal father's head at the end of the story when he dealt with like a fucked up son who was a rapist. And it's a debate in my head still to an extent on how to handle children when they fuck up so hard that like it is over beating. My answer is unfortunately that you should like probably restrain them to an extent, make sure it can't happen. But otherwise, you'd probably have them arrested or put in a mental hospital or something to fucking get them therapy, get them punished without you being the main punisher. Because basically, the less beatings from your parents, the better. Because at least it seems like they still love you to an extent. And there's no memories of them like fucking gouging your eyes out or something. Yeah, not gonna lie, I know that's like kind of shitty advice. But it's really just to avoid trauma for your kids. I'm not gonna lie, would I judge you if you decide to punish them yourself if they did something fucked up as rape? I wouldn't. I'd approve of it. My only warning with that is like if you ever want to forgive your son again or whatever, you have to fucking deal with the fact you're gonna be traumatized by you beating their ass probably. Or it's always gonna be like a fucking stress card on your fucking relationship with them. So I don't know what to do. Like it's a weird situation where I'd hope like stagnating them in a room would be the best answer, but sometimes you have to go a bit harder. And if you don't want to do the beating yourself, the mental hospital or cops should be real on that one, even though they might not like that. But I don't know what to do because for the ideal father in my head, he wants to avoid fucking being the traumatic figure in the room as much as possible, even with punishments. You know, I might end up with them enabled too hard. Yeah. And that's, besides that, etiquette for family and all situations really just being nice and respectful. You can be honest with them, and you're not, and with the exception of friends, you're actually not obligated to try and be like their social friend or whatever. You guys are just family members, even as parents. You aren't obligated to try and force conversations between each other, especially if you guys end up having like different, I don't call it entertainment ways, because not gonna lie, when it comes to conversation, a lot of the time we only have what we casually talk about in conversation besides the news, which in my case is anime and stories and stuff, which basically annoys my family to an extent. They never admitted it. It's just me analyzing and being, they normally watch stuff like realistic shows like NCIS or fucking, I don't know, the most unrealistic stuff they watch is like fucking shows where they're doing ghost huntings and stuff, and I hate ghost huntings. It's basically different cultures of entertainment between us, where I'm like the weeb who likes Chainsaw Man, Full Metal Alchemist, stuff like that. There's a divide on entertainment, and stuff like that creates enough of a divide where it's really hard to have conversation about things. because fucking we don't watch the same shows and stuff. We basically only have the news. And just like with your workforce, you want to avoid talking politics with your family because ruining Thanksgiving dinner memes aren't that funny. They aren't that funny when you ruin Thanksgiving dinner with politics. They aren't. So be respectful. You're not required to force conversation between each other that hard. Just like, especially if you're not an immediate family member. Immediate family members might want to at least try because you're like the real family. Everyone outside the immediate family doesn't have to care as hard. And that's about it. Like, just be respectful. Don't abuse each other as much as possible, emotionally or physically, or sexually. Fucking, I hate having to mention don't be a rapist so many times, but fucking, it's annoying. I feel the need to mention it. And that about covers it for family etiquette, guys. I feel like that's like all you need. Fucking just, yeah. I feel like I reviewed about everything for family. At least for etiquette. I'm not going to teach every step of raising your family, just for etiquette, for how you're supposed to be with them socially. So yeah, that's about it. Oh, also, let's do the basic one because the war, cucks, and bulls always happen. Don't try and fuck each other's boyfriends or wives or whatever. Fucking anyone in the family, even fucking. And I'm not even mentioning incestuous way. I'm just imagining like your guys are like is like dealing with like a divorced parents setup. But they get bored. Like your dad tries to date your girlfriend because he's bored. Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't cuck your son or fucking father. Don't cuck your family members. Don't cause a war of cucks and bulls between you and your cousin or whatever because you were bored. Don't fight them over a girl or boy. Just don't cuck them. And yeah. That should about cover it for this video. Peace and love, guys.